Welcome to the Snooze at LonghornStation.com. We appreciate you visiting the website, of course. We also want to remind you that if you want to go to John Madani's page to check out the Madani's musings each and every day, or the Brooks blogging, you're more than welcome. We've got a bunch of goodies for you in the store. Speaking of that, we got Rod Babers, who joins us on Mondays, doing an excellent job of covering football all year long. Guy played in the NFL, drafted by the Giants. He knows a little bit about ball, I'd say. Speaking of that, a team that you're a little familiar with, of course, the Dallas Cowboys had a rough one. That's what we're here to discuss. Cowboys, who didn't have a lot of high expectations coming into the season, they took their lumps yesterday, losing to the Minnesota Vikings 34-3, and what most people would call a straight butt whipping. Rod, your thoughts?
Really, I was surprised that they got whipped so bad. I knew Minnesota defensive line was dominant, probably the best defensive line in all of the NFL, but I didn't know they dominated the Cowboys in which the way they did. I did know that the Cowboys would shut down the run game. Adrian Peterson has struggled all year against the 3-4. He continues to struggle against the 3-4, but it's not Adrian Peterson's team anymore. The Vikings had 6 players, first team in the history of the NFL to have 6 players with 40 or more receptions. That's Brett Favre's team right now, and they're going to go as far as he'll take them. In terms of the Cowboys, they got a lot to get done on that offensive line, and they're not going to go anywhere until they get those issues rectified on that offensive line. And right now, you think they got to start young, and they got to start thinking about putting some of those draft picks toward that offensive line, which looked so bad in that playoff game.
It's Brett Favre's team if you can give the ball to Adrian Peterson 26 times, because what that does is that gets 8 people in the box. And now you see, as the Cowboys exposed man-to-man coverage versus the Cowboys, I think a lot of the reasons Brett Favre is able to do that, one reason why he felt that enticing, he's not used to getting man-to-man coverage. Brett Favre is not. And with Adrian Peterson back there, you force defenses to have to go man-to-man. And that's why Brett Favre is able to have the miraculous season that he's having. Now, moving forward, Minnesota, and your thoughts on this New Orleans game that I think could be the most anticipated game since the Dallas and Minnesota game in the NFC.
I think you're right about that. Everybody should be anticipating this game and watching it. 2 of the best quarterbacks in terms of their production this year in the NFL, Drew Brees and Brett Favre. I do believe that Minnesota has the pieces in place to beat this Saints team. Although the Saints offense is very explosive, one of the most explosive offenses in the history of the NFL, I do believe that with Minnesota, with that defensive line, them able to apply pressure with just the front 4, they'll be able to drop back 7 guys in coverage and hopefully be able to neutralize some of those weapons for Drew Brees. I think they can get it done. Also, they can dominate time of possession, like you said, giving Adrian Peterson the ball 25, 26 times, whether he gets 100 yards or not, just the presence of putting those guys in that box and giving Brett Favre the man-to-man on the outside.
I think Minnesota's got a shot. You can hear him on Mondays on the wake-up call as he joins us on our football coverage. John Madani will be back tomorrow on the Snooze. Go check out our Longhorn stuff at our LonghornStation.com.